Should be good.
Yep.
Hey guys, welcome to Reticulous Gaming. I'm your host Conrad. We are with your co-hosts Keith and Josh, and our special guests Ryan and Ben with R B Reptiles. Ryan, Ben, I know we just discussed this, but you guys want to talk about your journey into reptiles, maybe?
Take it away, Ben.
Sure.
We didn't discuss that part. We talked about what you guys kept, sorry. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so Ryan and I have known each other since we were little kids, and we kind of grew up together. And then, like, as we got older, we kind of separated. We grew apart. He got married and started having kids, and he would message me and say, "Hey, man, we should hang out." And I'm like, "Yeah, we should," but I was like really busy with my job and working and stuff. And then he's like, "Yeah, we should go to a reptile show." And I'm like, "I'm not into reptiles. I don't know what you're talking about." And so he bugged me for a while, and I kept on kind of pushing it off. And I know it was like maybe 2 years, of him.
Wow.
Like,
Playing hard to get.
Come on, you gotta go show. You gotta do it.
Yeah. So finally, I was like, "All right." He broke me down, and I said, "All right, yeah, I'll go to a show." And I was like, "Where and when?" And I'm, thinking it's we live in South Jersey, so I was thinking it'd have to be like Philadelphia area or close to it. And he said, "I'll call you right back." And he called me back, and he goes, "All right, it was like in August, so it was just a couple weeks away or a few weeks away, and it's in Daytona, Florida." And I'm like, "What?" So it's like, all right, but he had me, so I was like,
I had to go big. Once I had the yes, I was like, all right, we're going big, man.
So,
Oh man, that's awesome. I honestly still haven't been to a reptile expo my whole life, and it's
Wow.
I think I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait to go to like Tinley one of these days.
Well,
Of everyone, probably like fall or something.
Tinley March is coming up, man. We'll be there.
I won't make it to the March one. I'm trying to shoot for the fall one.
All right, we'll be there too. We go to most of the Tinleys, but yeah. So we just talked about the business. Not really a business, but Ryan had a few.
So
I don't want to take too much time.
I'll step in. Like at the time, I had been interested in reptiles since like my early 20s. I guess I'm 40 now, so it's been a while, but thanks. I had wanted to once the ball python scene started going, I thought it was really interesting. I liked what I saw, and I wanted to get involved with it, but there was a lot of tire kicking for many years, and I finally was like, all right, I'm doing it. I'm going to start my little business, and I picked up 5 snakes. And it was my little breeding project. And then, I was like,
back when you started to cut you off, when you started, I mean, what kind of morphs were around? Not many, right? What, like albino and?
Oh, no. If he did reason his 20s,
was it talking like
around back then.
Was it?
Yeah,
20,000.
there was a good bit. Not what we have now, but it was early on.
The better question would be, what did you start off with? What kind did you start off with?
The group that I bought I got a Super Mojave, a Mystic, a Pied, an albino, and a Firefly. Those were the 5 snakes that I first bought.
Cool.
And I had, I wanted to make mystic potions, so I got that. I really like pieds and albinos, so I figured albino pieds. I'll start doing that. And fireflies were just beautiful back then. I mean, still today we produce them, we love them. So I was like, nice, bright, clean snakes. Sounds great. And so I had planned on, 3 years from then I might start pairing them and have babies and all this stuff. But I finally talked him to going down, and once he saw what was going on, he started getting a little interested in it. And I had this great idea. We were walking around Daytona. I was like, if you want to buy a snake, you don't have to do anything.
One snake.
If you felt like buying a snake, I'll raise it, take care of it, breed it. I'll sell the babies. I'll give you half the money. Essentially, he buys me a free snake. He gets some money. Sounds like a great idea. God,
So yeah, I don't like going to things halfway. Like he's like, "Oh yeah, we should do this," and but he was very, very much on that. You buy one snake, and he's like looking around, and he's picking one that's like, $300 or so. It wasn't anything like too crazy. $300 to me was like a lot of money for a snake, and I didn't really know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a business guy. I'm seeing banana ball pythons selling for $25,000 at that show. So this was about 8.5 years ago, and almost 9, I guess it was August. And I'm like, I can make money doing this. I don't know anything about these animals. I don't know anything about the market. And so I stupidly bought like a bunch of animals that I shouldn't have, but so
That's how you learn.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the last day of the show, he's gonna quote for a shipping box for 15 pounds of animals. And for somebody who has shipped animals or received animals at the time, I was like, that's a lot of weight. Like, I don't think you know what you're talking about, man. Like, you may be doing 1,500 grams. But yeah, he shipped back all the 15 pounds of ball python. So
I bought 5, and 3 of them were adults. So
That's a good start.
yeah, I wanted to. He had like 5 or something, 9. I thought he had 9, but
Did you just buy seeing
Oh,
things that you liked and bought them according to that, or
no,
price tag, or you were just
no.
I
went off?
had no idea. So Ryan picked it was a pewter, so it was just a black pewter female, and I was like, all right, that's a good one. It was a lot of money for me, it was like $350, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, I'll take that, and then I'll take 2 normal females because I wanted females and they were cheap, and I wanted adults because I wanted to make money that year, right? And then we bought a pastel orange ghost because that sounded cool. Something, I mean, and I talk about this.
Stand on, Adam.
I talk about this kind of a lot. That a lot of times there's 2 real markets out there for reptiles. It's the hobby where people are like really into it. They want to breed. They want to know all about the genetics. And then there's another part which is way bigger that wants the animals because they look cool and they're pets. Like it's the pet market. Yeah. So the pet market is like, I want something with a really cool name and that looks good, right? So I've been saying it for years. If you have a gene that has a really cool name, it's going to do much better than an awesome gene that has a sucky name. So case in point, bumblebees are still like every pet owner's dream snake, right? Everybody wants a bumblebee because it sounds cool and it looks cool. Nobody wants a hidden gene woma because nobody knows what that means. Woma is an awesome, underrated,
or GHI.
Yeah. So that's what I was like, I think I bought a pastel head orange ghost and a pastel orange ghost, and then 2 normals, and then that black pewter.
Mm-hmm.
The black pewter who was like a tricky eater and didn't breed for us for like 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
Nothing in the pie that we just bred this year.
But we came home from that show, and my breeding plans got pushed up 2 years.
Yeah.
And we ended up producing our first clutch of eggs 4 months from then.
Yeah.
So
imagine that.
Oh, yeah.
Luck of the draw
on that one.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
So what?
Go ahead.
Oh no, you guys keep going.
I was just saying a couple of things that I'm good at and like why Ryan hired me on. This is a big joke that he hired me. Really, we're 50-50, so don't let him tell you different.
Vice president.
So one of the things that I do well is I network well. And I think that that's really big in the hobby for a bunch of reasons. One, if you're trying to get out there, networking helps. But also on the days where it's like, man, my snakes are barely eating or they're not breeding, nothing's going on, you start like questioning your choices in life. And you need people that you can network with that will support you and, build you up and talk positive things to you and stuff like that. So I network well, and I'm not afraid to do it, and I'm outgoing, and I can talk to anybody. So Ryan's like, hey, I want you to be friends with that guy. Deal. I don't know who they are. Ryan's like, he watches everybody's YouTube. He's like way up on all of it. It took me a long time to get and understand who people are and stuff like that. But he's like, I want to talk to him. He should be our friend. I'm like, oh, Brian Barczyk? No problem. Like, we did it was that, so August we started. By that October, we were at Brian's facility taking tours, holding the scaleless ball python, and like
Nice.
we're friends with them. And so it's like stuff like that where it's like, well,
We've been friends with them now for 8 years.
Yeah, so we've been friends with them all this time. And it's like
awesome.
It's stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know who these guys are. And Ryan's like, that's Kevin McCurley. I'm like, yeah, we can go talk to him. I don't care. Like, we can go to his house. It's fine.
This
Yeah,
is
so I want to.
though. Like we were nobody at the time. Well, not that
We're still
here, but, like,
nobody.
we didn't know anybody. We were 5 months into this journey. So like right now I can go to shows and like I know pretty much everybody because we all kind of hang out in the same groups. But like at the time, like there were those like top tier guys up there that like, oh, you can't really talk or hang out with those guys. So I was like, oh, go figure out this one, go figure out that.
No problem.
And he's like, yeah, no problem. I got his number. I talked to him last night. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Josh, you got to step your game up.
Yeah.
Josh is my networking guy.
He looks like a guy that really can get in some good wet work,
People seem to like to talk to me. I'm not sure why.
No, that's one cool part about Conrad starting this streaming thing is meeting everybody that I had,
Especially everywhere,
Yeah.
It brings everybody a lot closer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So pretty cool.
Yeah, that was like the main goal of this because at first it just started off with us like just bullshitting about reptiles while playing video games together,
Yeah.
Like, and then we just tried getting like more people on. Some people are like, well, I only play this system, or I only play this game, or I don't play at all. And I'm like, well, we got to figure something out. So we actually kept the name and just moved to more of like what we're doing now.
Right.
Kind
That's
of
awesome.
giveaway. So,
What games do you guys play?
I play Apex.
yeah, me and him normally play Apex on
Or
PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Or
play-
racing games.
Thank you.
Play a variety.
Winona, did I say that right? Winona Goodman? Did I say that right?
Yeah. We don't see it coming up on our chat here. But
It'll probably be a couple of seconds. It just popped up, yeah.
Are you looking at the Facebook chat or?
Yeah, it's Facebook coming up here.
It should pop up no matter what.
So how do people even get on to here to type?
I think that's connected to YouTube, but I
YouTube
could be wrong.
If they're on your YouTube, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know anything about this YouTube side of stuff. That was Conrad's idea.
Yeah, YouTube.
That's our main. Well, it's been a bigger focus of ours this year is YouTube, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to crack the YouTube.
You doing?
We tried to figure it out a couple times, and it's not gone too successful.
So what you
get? Oh. Are you doing like educational videos on YouTube or kind of just hanging out? What's your niche?
So we do a little bit of both.
Edutainment.
So we do entertainment stuff, but we do a bit of education. We show off a lot of animals. We go to different places and show people different collections and things like that.
Cool.
So I can't say that we're experts or anything like that at all on YouTube, but we definitely are about a year in of getting serious on YouTube. We did it. I actually looked it up the other night. We were on Port City Python's podcast earlier this week, and I looked up when we first posted our first YouTube channel video, and it was from 2013, and we were like, a crappy cell phone, and it was terrible.
And talking about it's my best video.
It was like our videos were very sporadic, and it was like on this or that, and we had like egg cuttings and things that we thought were cool, but we weren't like really on it. And then about a year ago, now we started off doing. We're like, all right, you got to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
You got to try to not necessarily follow the algorithm. You got to do what you want to do, like fit into who you are. So it's not like just following algorithm, but there are some general rules you can follow to try to help you out, So you look at those. A lot of people post those on YouTube, but being consistent and being open and try to go towards a broad audience, those things will help propel you. Even just the being consistent thing is going to be big.
Right.
And then also using, it doesn't have to be crazy, but using a decent piece of equipment. So like an camera.
Pay attention to your production quality.
Yeah.
Not 2 and 30-second little videos that have no real purpose other than, oh, look at my snake for 30 seconds with no audio and some weird music in the background.
Yeah. Okay, so that was a shot fired because he makes fun of my music all the time.
That's kind of what we do, but
kind of. Well,
different.
It really depends on what your goals are, you know?
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah, they got some.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
it
just
depends on your
difficult
goals.
to get people to pay attention to you if you don't at least have a little bit of formatting. Make sure you have decent lighting. Make sure you have a good, nice picture. Make sure there's a reason for somebody to tune in, because YouTube wants you to watch a video for 8 minutes. Like that's their goal.
5 to 8 minutes, yeah.
So if you don't hit that mark, they're not going to prioritize putting you in, suggested results, and you're not going to get any subscribers or
I mean,
views.
it might go too long. Is what
There's a butter zone. They don't want people watching your video for an hour either, because normally just click off after an hour. You won't go to the next video.
Now, what if the videos only say 3 or 4 minutes long?
They only prioritize that if it's trending. If you get lucky enough for it to trend. And we talked to a lot of YouTube people. Most people don't know how they hit the trending, really. They have ideas and guesses, but
They change the stuff every day, and they don't tell you. But the way that they say now is, if you watch a video for 5 to 8 minutes, you're more than likely going to go to another video on YouTube, and they want you to stay on the platform.
Right.
If you watch a video for more than that amount of time, more than likely you're just going to shut your browser off and go do something else.
Right.
So they're trying to deliver ads, and the only way they can do that is to keep you clicking through videos.
Makes sense.
What's going on, Jamie? Glad you like the guest aspect. Goolsby's. Hi. And
Goolsby Serpents is Adam Webb. What's going on,
is
Adam?
it Adam? Oh, well, hi, Adam again.
What's up, dude? Some of your videos.
Just go for it, Adam. Just do it. He wants to do a YouTube thing too, he said.
Yeah.
We tried to do. We thought something different, like as far as our music. We did like the music and snakes just to show off our collection. And like you said, it did okay, but it wasn't. I didn't want to do what everyone else did, but at the same time, you're trying to get your name out there. So it's definitely like a mix of, you kind of got to do something.
Yeah, it's better to have something than nothing, because at the end of the day, I mean, for us anyway, I can't speak for everybody, but you're trying to market yourself, market your animals, get people form a relationship with you, even if it's just through YouTube, so that they can trust to send, that purchase over the internet to the stranger. You know what I mean? So like, if I can show you my collection and who I am and how much I care about my animals and how well they're taken care of, and that I'm a real person with a real collection, you're more likely, going to spend money with me if you want to do that,
That's like even on Morph Market. If I plan on ordering anything, I look up the people involved to make sure that it's not just a picture of some random something. It doesn't even look real, because there's scams everywhere.
Yeah.
And I try to figure out, this person looks like, good, down to earth person, and I'd rather give them money than lose my money.
Absolutely.
I would agree with you there.
That's the first thing I do too. I go on Morph Market. I'm like, all right, you got a YouTube, Facebook. Let me see your collection. If I can't see the behind the scenes, I don't know.
I've seen some people with picture and it's just garbage behind everything. I'm like, I'm not buying there. Like,
yeah.
Dude, I totally watch it, Adam. Death metal, black metal, and snakes. Sounds like a good time to me.
Yeah. Yeah, Adam, if you want to do it, you got to be consistent. Just start posting. We started doing a video a week, and then we ramped to 2 videos a week, and we've been 2 videos a week for a while, and it's a lot. It's a lot of content, but
it's a lot of ideas, filming, editing, and all that. It's a lot of It might be.
You'll spend your evenings
videoing,
editing, upload. It's a lot of work.
I'm sure, just for a couple-minute video.
I can't even believe these people that do daily vlogging. Like, that's insane amount of commitment.
They hire people. That's what it is. You have to.
When we just were up in Canada last weekend, and or not last weekend. Was it last weekend? No, it was the weekend before.
The weekend before.
2 weekends ago. Yeah.
Alana, you can't even see that it's an Adidas hoodie.
Yeah.
She's a creeper.
I don't know where you. Who's what? I don't see it all.
That one was on Facebook. I don't know if you're watching Facebook.
I was watching both. Okay.
So I can see YouTube on this side, and I can see Facebook and Twitter.
We're supposed to have dual monitors. So. You gotta have the chats over here. You got the video over there.
Exactly.
I learned this from my son, who wants to be a video game streamer on Twitch. I'm like, you don't need 2 monitors. Get out of here.
Yeah, you do. You definitely do. It's fun though. I tried it for a little bit. It's fun.
One of the things that's tough when you start getting into YouTube is that anywhere you go, like, I want to go check out this Reptile Expo, and before we'd bring the camera and we're like, all right, we're gonna video, and you don't, because you're looking at animals and you're talking to people about animals, and you video like 10 minutes. Well,
or you just bring the camera and you leave it in the car because you're like, I'm not gonna use that thing anyway.
Yeah, I've done that.
but now, like the last Tinley, we were like, oh, we gotta make sure we get enough video. We videoed the entire time. Like, it was very little of us looking at animals. You know, like you can. We had a lot of fun, and we always do. And we bought animals, of course. So, but it's a lot of work.
A lot of what drives the channel traffic is us going to visit different places that, like, we've been to a lot of places actually. Yeah, Florida, Canada, Michigan, all over the place. And but we're like, we have to, like, we want to make the trips because it's fun for us, but also we're like, we have to make the trips for the business. So we got to prioritize that, spend that money, and then make sure that we get our money's worth in video out of it. So like, if we're gonna go on a trip, we got to get 5 videos out of it, or it's not worth spending the $800 or $1,000 or whatever it is, depending on where we're going. You know.
Yeah.
So do you guys go herping much? Sorry.
We tried.
You guys like?
Yeah, we're in the Pine Barrens. So that, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Pine Barrens, but in New Jersey, that's like
a huge kind of nature preserve. But
we've gone in it.
We go out there. We
like live in it.
Most of the time, we don't find anything. But last year, we found a rough green snake. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. We find stuff a little bit, but not much. And we want to do more. Actually, we just were talking about that. We have to. Well, not that we just.
5-line skinks. We found some 5-line skinks.
Yeah, we need to video more of our herping. You know? Yeah. The problem is you're out there with a video camera, and you're like ready to go, and then you don't find, like, herping. A lot of it is just hanging out in the woods.
Yeah, so that's the fun of it. It's just out there rocks and
just hanging out.
Yeah, I'm trying to get these two to come up for a herping trip I'm planning going to in July. So hoping to find like some Massasaugas and like
that'd be awesome.
Hognose. Yeah. My main target's Massasaugas. I think I found just about every other species we have in Michigan, minus like foxes and black rats. So
that's awesome.
What's your favorite project you're working with now, like to this day?
Doesn't matter what species.
No matter.
African file snakes.
Yeah.
I have fallen in love with African file snakes in the last couple of months. It kind of came out of nowhere. We went and visited our buddy Matthew Most.
Serpamitra.
Where is he at?
He's in Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, yeah. And he successfully bred, I think it was the first time in the U.S., captive-born African file snakes, several different species. Yeah. From imports that he got, and we were lucky enough to get a couple, and they are amazing.
Super cool animals. There's a lot of old world rat snakes that we are really excited about, and that we're, like rhino rat snakes and mandarins and stuff like that we're really excited about, and I think that they're fun and cool animals. But it just makes you want like tons more because there's so many like really awesome animals out there.
It's
for sure.
truly a never-ending story.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you guys? Retics, I see.
Yeah, I deal retics, sperms. I'd say probably the favorite one that I'm working with is I don't know, honestly. Like this year's breeding season,
they got a cool white lip.
Not breeding though.
Not breeding.
No.
I'm definitely a fan of the A-male retics.
Yeah.
So that's what we're working with mainly this year. Now I'm raising up pod retic and all that stuff. So
pied retic, they're cool.
Yeah.
My friend has an albino pied retic for sale and berm. I'm sorry, albino pied berm.
Yeah. That's the next step. There is what we're looking for.
Yeah. Well, if you need one, I know a guy.
Yeah, I got
a little pricey.
Definitely.
It's funny you said the bumblebee earlier. I think this year, the one I'm looking forward to the most, I'm trying to make Cali bees.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
cool.
We'll see how that goes. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. With ball pythons, so we work with a couple genes that we really like, I guess.
Yeah. We try to do weird stuff along with the conventional stuff, like we're into clowns and pirates and all this other stuff, but we're like Loris, Arroyos, Marios, Voodoos, like just weird projects that we're trying to start.
People are like, I don't know what that is, or I haven't heard of that. Yeah. I have seen a couple, but
I haven't heard of it. Nope.
There's a few that are fairly new out there, and we're trying to work with them, and picking up stuff here and there. I think it's fun to make things that people haven't made before.
Right.
That's the deal, right?
For sure.
That's definitely a hard thing to do, though, too.
Yeah.
There's so many. There's kids that are like, oh yeah, I have a ball python here, and it's like a sunset, something or other, and you're like, who are you? How did you get this? Like, what is it? Like, the same thing in gaming, right? You're like, man, I'm doing pretty good, and then like some 8-year-old just kicks your butt, and you're like, what happened?
Got some talking trash on you.
Yeah, and I even named my gamer handle, my gamer tagger is a 5-year-old girl. So that, like, you feel bad if you kill me, but then also you feel bad if I kill you. So it's like,
what system do you guys play on?
I don't play that much anymore, but we were really big into Halo and all that. Like I used to play stuff like that, but we do Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, we do a lot of tabletop.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
No, you're huge in Star Citizen, right?
Oh my goodness, Star Citizen. So PC games are a lot of times.
Are you guys
traps?
PC or?
I just started this year playing on PC.
Oh really?
Yeah. So.
What are you playing?
Little bit of everything, really. bunch of random free games on Steam and Apex, Fortnite. What else have I been playing? Call of Duty. A couple other random things.
The Forest was pretty cool.
Yeah, the Forest.
I wasn't expecting all that bullshit. But
the second one's coming out soon. So.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys know what the Vive is? Virtual reality.
Virtual reality, HTC Vive.
So like there's the Oculus. Everybody knows what that is, right?
Yeah, I know what the Oculus is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you took the Oculus and you made it like 20 times better, that's what the Vive is. And then
if you bought the Index from Valve, you'd have the real stuff. But
yeah, we haven't done that one. But you need like a for real rig to run it. But virtual reality is fun.
Come a long way.
It's come a long way.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, it's not putting your phone in this thing. It's actually like spatial recognition of where you are in the room. There's sensors that you hang on you mount on your walls, and you have controllers, and so you can see your hands. They have gloves now. You can see your hands. You can walk. You see everything. It moves in real time. Like
that's nuts.
Serious.
Everything's to scale. Yeah.
It's like I don't care if you put a 6-year-old or a 80-year-old in it. Everybody gets blown away. Like it's impressive. Ryan works where he works. He got to bring in a program where he was utilizing virtual reality, and he had to put all these people through it that were like making the decisions. And it went from like, an older lady. She's like, I guess I have to see if this is okay because she's making decisions. And you put her in it, and she's like, I don't want to get out. And it's just like,
that's awesome.
It's awesome.
I don't want to get in, but then they never want to get out.
Right. I'll definitely
put this thing on my face. Like,
I'll have to check it out if I ever get a chance here soon.
Yeah, man, for sure. Hey, down by us, there's like
I got someone at my door. I'll be right back.
All right. They have like places where down by us where you can go in, and there's a whole bunch of the Vive set up. So different stations you can just go in and play, and you pay per hour, per 15 minutes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, yeah. Dude,
Pittsburgh.
The what?
I think they're talking about something like that in Pittsburgh.
Is
Are
there?
you not in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Oh. Keith, where are you from?
Pittsburgh.
Oh,
All right, I'm back.
I was,
how did
yeah.
you connect with this guy up in the middle of nowhere, Michigan? Conrad's like
Networking.
His pet originally.
Yeah.
How we and come to know each other.
I gotcha. So you guys are out there with Reach Out Reptiles.
Yeah, they're literally, I'd say like 25 minutes, half an hour away.
Yeah.
Awesome.
nice.
Yeah.
We're trying to get out there.
We're gonna Garrett said that we should come by at some point, and so we're gonna get out there. Maybe when we do, we'll say, hey.
Yeah, swing by.
We're only like 5 hours from you. We're like 5 million hours from you, Conrad. Sorry.
Everyone is.
Yeah.
It's painstaking.
Yeah, when he told me he's never been to a show, I'm like, you're kidding me, right? I was like, there's got to be something close. He's like, no, it's like hours away.
Yeah.
You'd be better off going to the Canada shows.
Yeah, I feel like I swear I feel like I'm in the movie where Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Where he's like fucking 3 weeks from everywhere.
Even Toronto. Toronto's got to be like 7 or 8 hours from you.
Oh man, I couldn't. I know 10 hours to get to Ohio.
It's interesting. We were just we were in Toronto. There was an expo there. Wonder.
I want to go fishing up in Canada.
Just go fishing then.
Yeah,
We have plenty of rivers.
I know one night we got bored, like I think it was like 5-6 years ago. We drove all the way up through the UP to the border of Canada, and that only took us like 6 hours to get from where I'm at to the top of the UP. It was like a midnight drive for like absolutely no reason. We were told that they would let us across with only our IDs, but US let us back in without a passport. So we said we back home. It was like we didn't get home till like 8 a.m. It was a very pointless trip.
That's so funny.
Josh almost made it to Canada once on accident.
Hours. Yeah. Signed Canada. And I'm like, nope, time to turn around. He asked people how to get back to Pittsburgh. Like, what?
Where's that at?
Oh, man.
Now, Keith, are you and Josh friends like outside of this? Like, do you guys see each other in
We're
person?
Yeah, we're brothers actually.
Yeah, we're actually
And he lives across the street, so
HBH Reptiles. So it's half brother Herbs.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Like you guys have that YouTube channel that you're just starting, right?
yeah.
I think we started it like a year ago, but there's only 7 or 8 videos.
I think
like the one a month consistency.
Also, it seemed like the videos that we did where we talked more, it was a lot easier to edit because you left a lot in
Yeah.
Whereas when we'd video a snake, you'd have to take 40 shots and put them all together with, where everything tries to transform into the next one. And I feel like that was a lot harder than just.
Jamie seen us at the Steel City show we vended at. And her daughter talked to Scott.
Everyone talks to Scott.
Well, Scott talks to everybody, so it makes sense, but
Scott sounds exhausting.
I don't know what platform are you talking to, Jamie? I don't see that one. I'm on 2 platforms.
That is Twitch.
Dang it!
Yeah, we're like streaming multi-platform right now. It's
yeah. No, it's great.
It gets pretty confusing.
I hit them all.
Yeah, that's awesome. We were just right before you guys logged on. We're like, we should probably do some of these. Like, we've done interviews and stuff with other people, but we've never really done it like this. And this is the same platform on StreamYard that a few people we see doing it. So
yeah,
seems to work out.
It seems to be the best one so far.
We tried it
right.
first, and it wasn't bad, but you weren't able to change a lot of stuff. Like, you were just stuck with the basic.
The quality wasn't the best. It was the best.
Yeah. Yeah. I would not recommend that one ever.
And yeah, Jamie, Scott's a good guy. He's definitely a good person to have around.
Scott Hollabaugh.
However you say it.
It was Hollabaugh.
Yeah, Josh has been trying to talk him into coming on here, I think. So
to get Scott on,
we'll try. Yeah, maybe. He's
a good guy.
Is he involved with your business too, or is this another business?
What? He's Iceman Reptiles.
Yeah, he's Iceman Reptiles.
Yeah.
Cool.
He does a lot of the educational stuff around here, and he helped me get a lot of what I have here because he does a lot of traveling, so it makes it a lot easier for him to go and deal with friends out of state and just pick stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
so right before we got on, I heard you saying something about permits and all that fun stuff. You want to?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to.
Well, that's what Josh you were talking
sure, we can talk about
So
permits.
your guys'
You need permits for everything.
Yeah, I heard you say you needed permits for ball pythons, but not retics. And
yeah, there's a lot of funny rules. Fish and wildlife, even sometimes when you talk to them, they're like, I don't know why this law is like this. Like, it shouldn't be like this, but they really want you to track all the animals you have, even cats and dogs. You really need permits for all of them, like everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, like, you can't keep certain things. And we were talking about how you can't buy or sell turtles here, which is a weird rule.
Yeah.
Which stems from a really strange thing to happen. But you can keep them, I suppose, but you're not allowed to buy or sell turtles, which is like, why? Like, I get it.
Yeah, that's
no crocodilians, no venomous.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But yeah, it's interesting. And then
that's
good.
That's for New Jersey, right?
Yep.
Just for our viewers watching, yeah.
Yeah, New Jersey. But then you cross the bridge into Pennsylvania. You guys are
do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
Pretty much, yeah.
Hopefully, people don't screw that up for us.
I'm surprised they haven't yet.
Yeah. I think if they would have screwed it up, it would have happened in the 80s. Excuse me. Yeah, they crazy 80s when everybody's like, it's fun to own alligators and crocodiles.
I don't know.
Keep them in your bathtub.
I remember being like 7 or 8 and going to local like the fireworks for 4th of July, and someone having an 8-foot alligator walking on a leash. Like, that was just normal. It was there every year. It's like, cool. What's up?
It may snatch up a kid, but probably not.
It's just 8, so you're probably fine.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah,
how hard was it to get, you had to jump through any hoops for permits, or is it just pretty much sign something, pay for it, and you're good.
It's being consistent with it. Like they track what you get every year and what you let go of every year. You have to kind of fill out the paperwork, but it's really just you write it all down, and if you're not getting anything crazy animal or a ton of them, they probably won't look you up or anything like that. So you just pay and fill out the paperwork. But it's an annual thing. We have to do a little bit more in depth because we are registered as a pet shop because we buy and sell animals. So it's a little bit more intensive, I guess. But for the standard one's like $15 a year, and you could just put all your reptiles on it as long as you don't have any regulated reptiles. You're good.
Yeah, the only thing we really have to do is if we're selling things in state, we have to issue temporary permits to the people we sell to. So that's an added thing for being a pet store.
Yeah,
you have like what 30 days or 60 days to get your permit or something.
Yeah, it's something like that. And then you're like, hey man, I forgot to send this permit to you, and because you have to turn those in, like you have to turn a copy of those in with your paperwork every year. So you're like, oh crap, I didn't give this guy a permit. I don't know what to do now. And they have to sign it, and they're like, I'm not telling you what happens. I mean, I'm just saying that happens.
Fortunately, 90% of our sales are out of state, so we don't have to give it for out of state sales. So
yeah.
Oh, that's great. I was gonna say, does that hinder out of state sales at all? Or
I feel like it would. Because we asked them, well, what do you do when you're selling one and you have to ship it? Because we ship things to North Jersey, and you're like, well, you should ship them the form. They should sign it and fax it back to you. And you're like,
yeah, that'll happen.
That ain't happening. Oh, you're talking about.
Adam wants to know, is it necessary to have a business identification for the hobby? He's curious because he's been debating it, and because he's having his first clutches this season.
Depends a lot on your situation. Like, are you planning on growing past it? Or are you like, how much money do you think that you could potentially earn?
No.
There's a lot of questions that would go along with that.
I'm like the business side, and how I determined it was generally if you're making less than $4,500 on your hobby, you shouldn't be registering. If you want to get like really, really legal about it and do things the right way, you can submit on your taxes that you earned $4,500, and then you'd have to decrease the credit of whatever you put into the business, the hobby. But you'd have a little bit of trouble, and nobody cares. If you're making more than $4,500, it depends on what your goals are and what you want to do. Like the first year that we became a legal business, because we were a hobby for a little bit. It was our first year. We're like, all right, we're going to make a bunch of clutches this year. We're going to become a business. We're going to protect ourselves, being an LLC. But it wasn't until that point, that we were like, depending on how much money we'd actually make before we got serious about calling it a business. My accountant, our first year, was like, you guys should just be not doing it like this. And we're like, oh, well, we want to be busy, just in case. Yeah. So the government looks at you funny if you lose money every year and you continue to spend money. So you just have to make sure you do everything well. Yeah. Right. Or they're like, wow, you're really smart. We told people, we're not afraid to tell people the money side of the business, but so we spent double what we earned last year revenue wise. So
well, I mean that does happen.
That happened.
I think that's pretty typical for a newfound business, though.
Yeah, I mean, we've been
you're constantly trying to grow your business to become better. I think that the 5-year mark is kind of your tall tale sign of if you're going to make it. And I know they say like 10 years, you're pretty much in debt.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, not that we're really, really in debt. I mean, I guess a little bit personally, but between us, but so not like the business is like.
If we pump the brakes and decided that this is where we're at and we're going to use this foundation to this is the business, we could turn a profit. But we constantly are like, well, we should get involved with this, and we should get involved with that, and we should do a full-fledged YouTube channel, which is going to, you know, up our travel costs by many thousands of dollars. And
right.
So you know, you worry about staying stagnant because you become irrelevant, but there's a middle ground you have to find where you can still be relevant and turn a profit.
Yeah, and it is tough. I mean, the biggest thing is, so last year we do Australian blue tongue skinks, and blue tongue skinks sell. So when you're in the heat of selling blue tongue skinks, you're like, hey, we just made a bunch of money. I mean, it's not crazy amounts. It's, you know, a few $1,000 bucks, but you're like, oh, we just made a few $1,000 bucks. Let's buy a $10,000 animal. You know, that's what we run into, is that we're like,
that's awesome.
Let's just, you know, you make 4,000, let's spend 8,000 on something. Like,
you start feeling that momentum, and you're like, oh yeah, this is great. We can spend some money.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, I forgot. We're all out of stuff for sale for this year.
Yeah. The first time we did a video like on YouTube that made like 5,000 views, we're like, oh crap, let's go video some more stuff. Like doing all stuff. We're buying camera equipment. We're doing this and that. And then you're like,
and we moved from like
nobody watched our last video.
Like $1,000 a year travel budget for the business turned into like
yeah,
$12,000 a year plus, you know, filming equipment. And you're like, and we don't do things halfway, which is kind of a character flaw. So like,
yeah,
we don't. A lot of people go out like, oh, I can buy this couple $100 camera. I'm like, no, we got to get this one that's, you know, 4K at 120 frames per second, and like.
Yeah, because there's
what I need for sure.
So yeah, and I mean we could talk about that stuff all day. Like,
oh yeah,
just the big jumps that you get though in what you're doing. It's the same with breeding snakes and breeding, and you know, any of the reptiles or anything. If you're buying in, I have videos and we talk about this kind of a lot, is the mistakes that I made, and I can talk about that because I've made some big mistakes. I didn't really I didn't do enough of my own research on the market and stuff like that. But when you get in, if you're like, hey, I really want to be successful, it's much, much better to save some money and buy like visual recessive snakes than it is to buy heads. It's better to go out and spend a little bit more money on the higher quality animal than it is to buy something. Oh, well, it's most likely an Orange Dream, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Right. The breeder said it's definitely Orange Dream. I mean, so do you want to limp in or not? And Ryan makes fun of me all the time. Like, are we limping into this, or are we going to, you know, really get into it?
We limped into a bunch of stuff early on, and we have to learn our lesson from that.
That's
so
right.
I'm like, look,
That's
man,
right.
You don't limp into a project. You got to go in. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars just kind of leave a pocket and into a room really quickly.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
Look at what's behind you guys. That's definitely your case too.
Yeah, we made those.
yeah, so
they're real straight. we're used to people, we're not carpenters. We just play carpenters on TV. Really not good.
Most of them came out well.
Dude,
Most of them did come out.
So much room for activities.
Activity, that's right. You just need a drum kit.
Exactly.
What all different kinds do you keep? I know you have pythons, and what all different species do you keep?
So we have a large collection of ball pythons because they're fun. But
They are.
We also have several different species. Well, 2 different species of Australian skinks. We have northerns and easterns. We have one morph in easterns, which is the hypermelanistic, which there's only probably 5 visuals in the country.
There's probably a few, but not many.
There's some heads, but I don't know about visuals.
It's hard to say.
Anyway.
Hard to say. A couple of them, but yeah, not many in the United States.
We've got a bunch of different species of old world rat snakes. We have pygmy pythons.
Yeah, pygmy pythons.
We have
It was pretty cool.
Insects.
a bunch of inverts.
Adam says, thank you guys for all your info.
Hey, no problem. He can message us if he wants or call us. Any of your viewers can. Yeah.
856-649-3149. Anytime, day or night. Between 11 p.m. and 12 a.m.
Yeah, not funny.
That's the free time we have right now.
Yeah, great. Ryan loves putting my
great.
out there like my cell phone number, but he loves telling people to text me or message me like in the middle of the night.
If you want really sketchy replies, 3 a.m. is your money.
And people do it.
Oh, sure.
What was that phone number again? No, I'm just fine.
Anytime, day or night.
He's like,
I've been watching Crank
so good.
and it's just ridiculous the things they do on there.
What was that?
Crank Yankers.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I haven't seen that show in forever, and I came across it the other day. I'm like, I'm gonna sit down and watch this.
Yeah.
I never knew it was real. Like,
Yeah.
So they do the calls first, and then they make the puppet show after.
Yeah.
It's real funny. Don't let your viewers. Don't do that to me. I don't want that.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
Nah, I think most of our viewers are pretty respectful people, I'd say. I mean, a lot of our viewers are actually people who've like come on the show. I don't know. But we'll see. Just let me know.
A lot of viewers, at least. Crank Yankers was the shit, Adam says. Yeah, it was. There's a couple good ones on YouTube I came across not too long ago, too. I can't remember the names, though, but prank callers and stuff.
There's a ton of them out there.
Yeah.
Dude, the one that convinced his mom that he was naked in the woods was ridiculous.
Yeah. We're short.
Oh man.
Fuck.
So aside from retics, you said that you keep retics. What else did you say you keep, Josh?
I got retics, sperms, bloods.
That's right. Oh. How many carpets do you have?
5. 6.
We keep thinking about getting into some species like that, like an arboreal.
Carpets are fun. Yeah.
They're especially because they're not that massive size.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like super dwarf is what I would look at it as.
They get big, but not massive.
Of the super dwarfs, like I get their whole hype and everything because you can get a retic, but small. I always just look at it. If I wanted something smaller, I just get a carpet. But yeah, carpets are definitely a lot of fun. And then I have a southern white lip.
Yeah, you were saying that earlier.
Which trying to find a female. Let me think. What else do I have? Bloods.
It's pretty much it. I
think that's it for here.
Snakes.
And then between his house and then we have another brother that is part of all this, but he doesn't do any kind of social media. And he's the youngest. So
what a loser.
He's the year behind me. And then my younger brother is, he's 21 or 22 now.
Yeah, 22, I think.
Doesn't use social media.
Right. I've never even met or talked to Alex, which is kind of,
We don't even talk to Alex.
His brother doesn't. He doesn't do any social media either.
Yeah, it's weird.
He's got a lot of cool stuff. Like he does more. He's got the false water cobras. He does arms and retics as well. He's got the tree boas. He's got a couple different really cool stuff. And the only way that it ever gets seen on social media is if I go there and take pictures of it and post it.
Yeah.
He kills me. There's times I went and took professional photos and I sent them to him. And I'm like, you gonna post them? I haven't seen them yet. Well, I will. I'm like, screw it. I'm gonna do it for you.
I opened up a Facebook account for my younger brother, and me and my other brother, we filled it with photos and stuff. It was awesome. We got it all ready, and then, we, friend requested his wife, and then he got that. He wasn't pleased.
Don't worry, Adam. I'm catching up.
It sounds like he does have a social media presence, and it's you.
Yeah.
He hired you as his social media manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any animals that you want us to see? I don't know if you guys want us to bring out an animal or two.
Yeah,
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, if you want to showcase a couple of your guys' animals, I mean,
get off here. Yeah.
So one of the big breeding projects that we're really working on is with humans.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. See if we can even make your guys' screen larger.
Great. I feel like I have an R B Reptiles.
Hey.
Hey, there it is.
Oh,
nice.
This is a African file snake.
It has keeled scales, so these things feel awesome.
yeah, definitely looks pretty cool.
And they grow to like 6 feet.
Yeah,
you gotta stay on
That's really cool.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
They are super cool. And some of it's like, if you, like when you see them, they're like, oh, they're kind of purplish, which is cool. And you're like, oh, you see these on videos and stuff like that. But if you saw one in person or held one, you're like sold. Yeah. They're awesome. They don't really bite. They're like not crazy flighty. Like once they get a little bit bigger, they're a great snake.
I don't think I've ever seen one at any of the shows we've been to.
No, you won't. If you do, 856-649-31. You call me, and we're going to be doing the business.
All right. Adam said reproducing humans is the funnest. Well practiced of.
Sales can get a little sketchy.
The sales do get sketchy. That's true. I don't know if you need permits in Jersey or not. Probably do.
Man.
Ryan is pulling out a rhino rat snake out of his water dish.
Water dish, so it could be a little drippy, but.
Oh man, yeah, that's gorgeous. And they are what? India, Indonesia. I can't remember where they're.
Vietnam and China.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Vietnam and China. This one's Vietnamese.
Oh man, that's gorgeous.
They're awesome, and they're a great animal.
Yeah, these are some of our favorite species. This was the first colubrid we got into.
Yeah.
This and black-tailed cribos.
Yeah, I want to get back. We got out of black-tailed cribos, but I want to get back into them.
Oh yeah.
Nothing like putting a rat snake in your face.
He says.
So what made you guys venture into these different species? I'm coming from ball pythons. Most people are like, okay, I'm gonna venture off into king snakes or corn snakes now or something like that.
So when we started thinking about, there's a couple of reasons actually, but when you think about the animal side, there's tons of really fun animals out there.
Right.
We just want to get into just because they're fun animals. Like this is a mandarin rat.
Yeah.
I love that.
They're awesome.
Definitely have plans on in the future.
Yeah.
We'll be in contact.
That's good.
Yeah.
For sure. No.
Yeah. So you see these animals and you're like, oh man, that looks really cool. That looks really. So then there's that, but then there's the business side as well, saying, all right, if I'm going to diversify my collection, because let's say the ball python market is like, it took a little bit of a dip or whatever. Trust me, the ball python market's not dead. A lot of, sometimes people will say that it is. It's not at all. But if you like worry about dips in the market of any species, you need to diversify into something else that has a fun market or stuff.
That's why I like to keep a variety of different stuff, and it gives everybody's not into one thing. Not everybody's into blood pythons. Not everybody's into ticks. So I'd like to produce here. There's a choice, and these are all things I love. So it makes it even better to work with them.
Oh, Adam said the reptile factory gets the Vietnamese in every once in a while.
So
this is a poultry.
This is a poultry.
This corporationist rat snake.
He looks very happy.
Yeah.
My front screen froze up, man. So
he's musking us real bad. Well, he's musking Ryan more.
But it's in Ben's face.
That's awesome.
They generally don't bite, but I have friends that say so diversifying the we got into some rhino rat snakes and black-tailed cribos, and then we got into skinks and then we started getting into a lot of the old world rat snakes, and we bought the pygmy pythons, or anthills they're called. And you just want to diversify, like you were saying, into really cool animals, because not some animals aren't for everybody, but also they breed at different times a lot of times.
Right.
If you're getting animals that are breeding and producing eggs or babies certain times a year, it's better to have other animals that produce different times a year. It's something maybe not everybody thinks about, but on a business side of it, it's definitely something that you want to keep your cash flow going.
Right.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Ryan is going to get a skink or two. He'll probably grab the melanistic skink. So our melanistic eastern is they're really, really cool. With Australian species, there was a ban in Australia since the 70s, so you couldn't get any biologicals in or out. And so obviously, whatever was out is kind of what we got, unless people smuggle them. And last year or so, the United States and a bunch of other countries came out and said, all right, we're going to support Australia by adding the ban to the United States or wherever. So it's very difficult to get Australian species into the United States, even if they're captive, born, bred from like Europe or Canada or wherever.
Mm-hmm.
So, nope, not the melanistic skink.
Doesn't look like a skink.
That is
man.
That is a dog right there.
So this is a super lorry.
Oh.
Yeah. Never heard of it.
Oh.
Yeah, I just recently heard of it a couple months back.
Did you? Yeah, I never did. That's pretty cool.
Watch our YouTube channels. So
yeah, definitely gonna start.
They're pretty silver. It's almost like a codominant axanthic snake in the super form.
Definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Ryan's in the other room, and I don't know what to do with my hands.
Here.
Just put them anywhere. Just start waving them around the room. And there we go. Right there.
I could probably grab animals too. We are building these racks behind us, so we build them, and it took a long time because it was like in between doing this, or in between going to shows, or in between work. I mean, we both work full-time, real jobs, and it turned into a really long project. Like, we started at the beginning of the summer, and we're just putting the heat tape on now. So we're finishing them up tomorrow. But, this is not the skink either.
You want this?
This is not a skink either.
So this is the Arroyo, or Rio. So it's a super Arroyo form.
She doesn't like to be held.
Yeah. Really pretty hissy, oddly enough. So, but the Arroyo, as she almost your head. The Arroyo is also another pretty cool gene. We got that. I don't know if you guys want us to talk about that, but
yeah, I've never heard of that one either. So the Lori gene was with Brian Barczyk. His wife's name is Lori, and they found the snake, and he had it from a wild clutch, and he had it for like 5 years. And Lori, his wife, said, we should probably breed this one back and see, because it looks different. They do in the single gene form. They're darker. They have a slightly different pattern. And she bred it, and the super Lori came out, and then so Brian named it the Lori gene. And we got that super Lori from him. And then, so it's very similar to the red axanthic, or het red axanthic, but it's not the same. It's just similar. Okay.
And then the Arroyo, Dan Wolf, he's an OG. Dan Wolf brought in.
Sick.
Oh, wow, man.
So forget about the Arroyo, because Ryan's bringing in. You know what this is?
This is a pastel leopard spot nose yellow belly het clown.
Really?
Dude, that's gorgeous. See, I used to like be huge into ball pythons, but ever since I gravitated more towards retics, but I mean, there's still some like ball python morphs out there like that one that just blew me away.
Oh, there's tons. The thing that kills me with ball pythons though is like how you said it's very similar to the red xanthic, or there's 5 genes that almost all look identical or in theory are the same with different names. It's hard to catch up on everything.
So yeah, we talk about that kind of a lot.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. So people will be like, they'll produce something, and we were just up at Billy's from Mutation Creation, and we talked about this when we were there. Some of the big breeders, they'll put things together, and if it comes out like it's a possible het, they don't even tell whoever they're selling it to. Like it's like, all right, so it's a fire het, possible het clown. I'm just selling it as a fire. I don't have time to explain this to everybody about, that it's a possible het clown and what, the percentages are and all that. So there's like possible het stuff floating out there. There's codominants that were misrepresented or mislabeled and misnamed, and that's all out there. And then people breed stuff and they're like, oh, this one looks different. I must have been the first one to produce it.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you didn't get it from Africa, so what are you talking about? So they're the first one to produce it, so they're gonna, rename it. So that's why you have like 3 or 4 different versions of fire.
Right.
You're right. You're absolutely right, Keith.
It's a mess.
So this is a melanistic blue-tongued skink.
It's definitely super cool.
Man.
Really dope.
I really like the melanistic gene. I mean,
yeah, nothing better than just a jet black animal.
Right, exactly.
So easy holding it in the camera, is it?
Oh, it's super easy. Look at that. So far, she hasn't peed or pooped on me, so that's really good.
Love the black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has a bit of a red belly.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, they're awesome. And again, there's not a lot of these in the United States, and people have a lot of trouble breeding eastern blue-tongued skinks. They're not terribly easy. We produced a handful last year, and we're hoping that she breeds this year again for us. But she didn't produce. It was her first year last year, and she produced 2 stillborn babies basically, and we didn't know she was a female though. So they're hard to sex. And we thought she was a male, so we kind of missed the window a little bit with her.
Interesting. Adam said, "Hell yeah, melanistic." Melanistic.
Yeah, melanistic.
There's Mamel.
It's sweet.
Think a melanistic, then think the exact opposite, melanistic. Just take the A out of it. Actually, yeah. Just take the A out of the A-mel. We're just gonna call them Mels to make it easier.
There you go, Mel.
There you go.
I like it. Simplified.
Yeah, man. So, do you guys? So I know that Conrad said he didn't really get in. He doesn't get out to any shows. Do you guys get out to any shows? You said you vended a show.
Yeah, there's usually at least one every month we try to make it to, and yeah, we vended one 2 months ago.
Okay.
And hopefully vend more this year.
We kind of sold out of everything pretty quickly. Wasn't expecting it to go like that, but not complaining. But yeah, would definitely like to do more shows. But the way I look at it is, I don't want to buy and flip snakes. I only want to sell what we produce.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
It takes, you got to produce a lot, apparently, because pretty quick.
Yeah.
A lot of it is where this person, this person wants this, and everybody just sends someone to you, which is awesome. Where you don't even really have to advertise sometimes, or put them out there. Just people come to you. Heck, I sell things like stuff I wanted to hold back. I usually keep 2 of whatever I want to hold back just in case, because every time someone comes over, like, I really like this. I'm like, I didn't want to sell it. but I guess I can.
Sure, for the price, the right price.
Yeah, the right price. Like I need an 8-foot or 6-foot enclosure. Like, yeah, we can work something out.
Yeah.
Jamie wants to know if we'll be at the next Steel City show.
No, we will not be vending.
Yeah, not vending. We will be there though.
Yeah, we'll be there.
What about the next Battlefield Reptile Expo? Do you know what that is?
No, that's the one that Megan went to instead of doing Steel City.
Yeah,
me and Scott were supposed to go to.
Oh,
we decided to do Steel City.
Yeah, it's in Gettysburg.
Yeah.
It's not too far.
Yeah, no, it's really supposed to be a really, really nice show.
Yeah.
So it was the first one was in November, and we vended it because we don't really vend shows ever. And one of our friends is like, "You got to vend the show. I want you to support the guy that runs it." I'm like, "Okay." So we're like, "All right, well, we'll buy a booth. We'll buy a table. Like, how much are tables?" And they're like, "Oh, we only have the end caps available, and it's 4 8-foot tables." I'm like, "We don't vend shows. We don't have anything to put on these tables." Sold. We'll take it. You know. And of course, we're doing the next one is in March 21st.
Yeah, right after Tinley.
The week after Tinley.
Let's see. Yeah. Adam said, if you don't mind me asking, how long did it take HBH to get to the point of minimal advertising? I think that pretty much just comes with Josh pretty much already knew a lot of people before we got it even into it, especially being good close friends with Scott. Pretty much Scott introduced to everybody really quick, and with Josh being on Facebook and all that, kind of spread the name pretty quick. So did you hear any of that, Josh? I know you got up.
No, I walked
Adam wanted to know how long did it take us to get to the point of minimal advertising.
Not too long. I talk to a lot of people, so somehow a lot of people know who I am. But I've been in the hobby for 20 years now. So yeah, I don't know if that's that helped that or what it was.
Yeah. Jamie said Cheswick show is too crowded for me. Steel City is nice. Gettysburg looked like a great show to attend.
How did you see Gettysburg? Did you watch it on our YouTube channel? You should have. We did video it last year, and it was big. The venue's a very large venue, and there's a lot of space to walk around. It is really nice.
I'll definitely check it out.
So we are friends with Scott. I just wanted Ryan couldn't picture him for some reason. So he's at Tinley every year, and we always buy a whole bunch of bread from him.
That's
bread.
That's
I was like, yeah, this is Iceman Reptiles. You gotta,
Yeah.
So yeah, we know who that guy is.
Yeah, we have Penny's bread here all the time.
Yeah.
So we started doing at Tinley. We bring a toaster, or we get somebody to bring a toaster into one of the hotel rooms, and we just buy a bunch of the bread, and then there's crazy parties and just toasting.
Oh, yeah.
We're toasting all night long, man. All night we're toasting.
Keep it toasty.
Yeah, man. So funny.
Yeah, no.
So I guess it really depends on how much you produce for how much marketing you have to do. Because sometimes we sell out, and some days, like right now, we have a handful of things on Morph Market and it's not really moving, but it happens. And then all of a sudden, somebody will buy a bunch.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't really push the advertising though, because it'll get you banned on so many platforms. So it is what it is. If it comes to skinks, people know we produce them, and normally within 7 days they're sold out. So but ball pythons, we produce way more ball pythons than skinks, and there's a much more competitive market for that. So they can sit around sometimes, but especially when you're not pushing the old gas on the marketing.
Yeah. And it's like with ball pythons, you're like, all right, it can fit in a rack here for a while. With retics, you're like, yo, I gotta sell this, or I gotta like open a new room in my house.
Pretty much, yeah. Adam said, hopefully we'll see you guys October Tinley.
Who said that?
Adam.
Yeah.
Adam Webb.
Make sure you find us. We're always there.
Yeah, we're definitely all gonna try to make it there.
Hex, yeah, woo.
for sure.
Yeah. So we'll take you around. So Conrad, what are your political views? Oh wait, there he is. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't get into politics.
I was just joking.
Much.
No, we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it.
I was joking. You couldn't hear it for some reason.
I mean, with as crazy as my social media is, I have like maybe 200 people on my friends list from like my local area that I know, that I've done business with, you know, whatever. And then I have like 1,000 friends just because of reptiles, you know. And so I've like really strayed away from like getting into anything political because honestly, I don't really care about politics. I care about reptiles, and I've seen like people, like family members, delete me one time because I got political about something they didn't like. All right, that's you, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
it's a touchy area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually just going to start making weird jokes, but I guess I'm now rethinking it.
It's not good for.
Oh, dude, I don't care. Honestly, I don't get offended too easily.
I'm not worried about you.
I'll post like really offensive names.
It's someone, you know, you get into a conversation about that, and now this person doesn't want to buy from you because you feel that way.
Yeah, and there's people in the business and the hobby that we're like, this guy's just too much drama, or this guy's just too much.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. Like, yeah, we won't buy from him. And,
there's so much that you shouldn't take to social media.
I think the person behind the animals matters more than what you actually have for sale.
Mm-hmm. I think that's I think you're right.
Like the quality, it goes a long ways, but if you look at someone and go, I can't stand that person, you're not going to want to give them money.
No.
Right.
Like we talked the first show we went to, like anyone that walks past my table, hey, how you doing? Like you bring them in. There's a lot of people you walk up to a table and they don't even say a word. You know, just they're expecting you to hand them money. I'm like, oh, you're not getting my money. Like, nice stuff on your table, but you didn't even say, hey, how you doing? Or, you know.
Exactly, Adam.
You even look up from your phone.
Yeah.
And I'm the total opposite. I'm saying hey to everybody, and they don't even have time to look at my table.
That happens too.
People get real weirded out.
Wait, did he actually talk to me? I think social media has kind of brought us to a dissocial area, even in real life too. So, it's really weird.
Ryan's really
kind of
on video.
I'm totally nervous
because he's like the antisocial type, but.
I am the quiet one of R B Reptiles. That's why it was one of the main pitches for him to be part of the business is I don't really like to, you know, go outside of my comfort zone
or interact with people at all.
So I needed somebody like I'll take care of the animals. You on your mouth over there, talk to people. But I've gotten better at it over the last decade.
Yeah, he's definitely gotten a lot better. And that's something that, you know, as a tip to people out there that are trying to get into the business or trying to do YouTube or whatever. And if you're into reptiles, a lot of times there's social awkwardness, and you're like,
just lean into it.
Yeah, I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to get over it. Yes, the awkward.
Hey, I'm socially awkward at times. I'll own it. I mean, I'll be standing there like taking 100 pictures of a snake, you know, and like my roommate or all the kids would just look at me like, "What's wrong with you?" You know, like
I don't have pants on.
Didn't you just do this yesterday?
But, yeah, man, that's funny. So yeah, that's if we can give people tips, there's always like, you know, the stuff we talk about when you're starting off the business and really shooting for the quality and the higher end stuff. I'm not saying higher end stuff, things you're passionate about, but picking the right animals, not just based on price. And if you're going to get into something like YouTube or social media, really get into it, sell yourself out there. And
you don't want to cripple yourself by not going 100% into something that, if you want to be successful at it, great. If you don't bother. You know what I mean? Don't do it halfway. Like,
right. So.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yep. And then I guess I don't know. Like, make sure you call Harrison Wang. Do you guys know who he is? Make sure you call him every day.
Call Harry Wang.
No, that's I know. Harrison is a friend of ours. He's
actually a real person, and that's his real name.
Yeah. He's a red dog.
Real Canvas Exotics.
Real Canvas Exotics. I like to shout out people for no reason.
That's good.
Yeah, that's what's nice.
Dude, that's also great, you know.
Everybody kind of advertises for everyone else. And that's how your name just gets out there. It's just people bringing it up in random conversations, or, hey, I know this guy that breeds snakes. You know, it's all through just, like I said, even with stickers. People want you to send them stickers, which is cool. Then they post on Instagram that, hey, they sent stickers, and it just put your name out there that little bit more. But anything helps.
Absolutely.
But
Wait, you guys have stickers? Snap.
Sticker trade.
Let's get it. We got stickers.
Oh yeah.
If any of your viewers want stickers, make sure they just shoot me a text.
Text Ben 856-649-3149.
I'm just gonna change
Only
that.
between the hours of midnight and 1 a.m.
These stickers.
Oh, just better during the day. Okay.
I hate to cut this short, so if you sometime like next month or in a few months, you guys want to like come back on and bullshit with us again? I mean, I don't know if
Whatever you want to do. Yeah.
We're here.
Clutch updates, all the good stuff.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Up on the ground.
Yeah.
But I know Josh has a date with his woman that he should probably get a move on, so I hate to hold him up.
Oh.
Yeah, we finally have a night without kids, so we're going bowling.
Good for you. Get out
That's
there.
cool, man.
I haven't gotten rid of my kids for months.
Yeah, it happens.
I'm not married.
I mean,
I go on dates all the time. Sorry.
856-649-3149.
dude, I might have that number memorized in my head by the end of the night. I promise you, it's so bad.
It's like
that phone number.
That's a real weird thing to say. Oddly.
All right.
It's gonna be like 1 a.m. You got them skinks.
Yeah. Enough. I really do get that.
All right, guys.
He says, "Don't do it. Don't." All right. Well, thanks for coming on, guys. We definitely appreciate it, and it was really fun.
Thanks for joining.
Like I said, if you're in Pittsburgh, you're more than welcome. Swing by.
Yeah.
Awesome. Got a cop. That's great. Thank you.
I mean, if anyone comes to Northern Michigan,
Right.
no one
Yeah.
ever. But, hey.
All right. R B Reptiles, everybody. Jersey.
Thank you, guys.
All right. See you later, guys.
Yeah.
Later.
All right. Let's get this.
You got in the live stream, I think, homie.
Abby?
There we go.